the deceased would appear to have died on multiple injuries and due to fracture of skull and due to shock and hemorrhage 68 hours prior to post-mortem. Ms. Prerna Singh, learned counsel for the appellant, criticized the judgment of the High Court on the following grounds. The incident happened in the fraction ridden village right outside the house of accused number 1, who is the wife of a slain leader of a warring group. There was prior animosity between the two factions and motive of the crime was to do away with Shivram Reddy, deceased number 1, who was the leader of the opposite faction. There was no delay in lodging the FIR. The oral evidence of all the prosecution witnesses is consistent in material particulars except for some minor contradictions and inconsistencies. The High Court erred in highlighting the minor contradictions and ignoring the consistent testimony of the injured eyewitnesses. The ocular evidence of the eyewitnesses is corroborated by the medical and forensic evidence on record. In faction-ridden villages, even if some independent or impartial witnesses were present at or near the scene of the incident, they are not likely to volunteer to give evidence, and it is only the relatives who would be willing to tender evidence. The High Court was wrong in discarding the evidence of the eyewitnesses on the ground that they were interested and partisan. Even if the evidence of the eyewitnesses was disbelieved qua some accused, it can still be relied upon to convict the other accused. The High Court ought not to have interfered with the well-reasoned judgment of the trial court. The entire approach of the High Court appears to be focused on minor contradictions obvious to the fact that 4 people were killed in broad daylight on 30/10/1994. The judgment of the High Court is perverse and deserves to be set aside. Shri Basant, learned senior counsel for the respondent accused, submits that the judgment of the High Court warrants no interference for the following reasons. Every accused is presumed to be innocent unless proven guilty. This presumption is further strengthened by a finding of acquittal arrived by a court. Though a Privy Council in Shiv Swaroop versus King Emperor AIR 1934 PC 227 held that there was no real distinction between appeal against acquittal and appeal against a conviction. It was submitted that the approach of this court has been qualitatively different in cases of appeals against acquittal. It is submitted that this court should be slow in interfering with the judgment of acquittal of the High Court if the view of the High Court is possible. 1. The judgment of the High Court ought not to be set aside unless it is perverse. On merits, it was submitted that the entire genesis of the case is extremely doubtful. As per the FIR, A1 was the mastermind of the attack, and on her instigation, the other accused attacked the deceased. This version was disbelieved by the trial court, and A1's plea of alibi was accepted. Were also acquitted by the trial court, this court finding has attained finality, as the appellant state has not chosen to file an appeal against the acquittal of A1, and thus the whole incident as deposed by the eyewitnesses is riddled with uncertainty and is highly doubtful. In such a situation, the benefit of the doubt should accrue to the accused. It is not safe to convict any of the respondents accused. All the eyewitness put forth by the prosecution are members of the opposite faction. Stop.